All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game. This game is going to be between ThorZaIN and Skutt going up against TGW and DV, taking place on a new map that I do not know of, Circle of Fallen Heroes. This was taken from the Warcraft 3 Lovers 2v2, I believe that's the name of the Warcraft 3 Lovers 2v2 Season 2 Division 1. Going down, we're looking at I believe this is TGW spawning as the purple human. Let me get the ally colors. There we go. It is going to be teal human and teal undead. This is DV spawning as the teal undead going up against, well, ThorZaIN, who is spawning as the yellow human, and, well, Skutt spawning as the yellow undead. This is going to be a 2v2 matchup. 2v2s. Very, very entertaining and fun to watch. One of my favorite matchups or favorite styles to play, even though casting is, well, rather difficult to cast as there's so much going on all over the place. You can't see all of the heroes or all of the action, but things are well underway here. We'll see what's going to be happening in this matchup now as things are getting underway. We are looking at Necropolis. There is Altar of Darkness. As well, it is going to be a Death Knight coming in from a hero. Meanwhile, it is going to be an Archmage. No surprises there. Meanwhile, it is going to be Altar of Darkness, and it looks like it's going to be Crypt Fiends coming in from Skutt. Meanwhile, it should still be an Archmage coming in from ThorZaIN. ThorZaIN with that very traditional build so far, and the both players are going to be able to scout each other out rather quickly, scouting in a direction. And, well, what this allows you, or the way that this map is situated, there's this giant circle around. So even though your gold mine, say, is relatively close to your opponent's gold mine, well, as the bird flies, it does take a little bit of time to actually get over to your opponent's position and spot. And because of that, and of all of these different walkways and paths, and I would formulate, or my theory is that you would end up actually getting creep jacked a lot based upon if you try to go into the center of the map. So we're going to take a look at this here. Players are actually trying to creep away from their opponent. Death Knight coming in from DV, and TGW looks like he is pushing in with his Archmage as well, and there is going to be some early aggression. Meanwhile, Dreadlord first. All right, so Dreadlord first. I thought I saw a crypt, but I don't actually see one. Ghouls are going to finish off that unit right there. Rod of Necromancy, there we go. Units are going to make a big run. Meanwhile, well, these units are going to purposely run around the far side here so that it is a little bit more difficult for ThorZaIN to go over and offer support. This is going to be a bit of a problem here. There are no Nerubian towers. This is a very heavy rush as we are looking at a quick sleep already being placed down. There goes Blight. Water Elemental Archmage going to try to get to level 2, but the Undead is here, and, well, they are not actually going to be able to stop their opponent all that much. Instead, there is going to be a fast expansion by the Undead player. Archmage does get to level 2. Are we going to see some Ziggurats? No, an Arcane Tower instead. Perhaps a Ziggurat as well, as you do want Blight as a little bit of an advantage coming across here, as the Dreadlord is in the center portion of the map wanting to get to level 2, and we'll be fighting against a 7-2-2 creep camp, a rather unusual creep camp, not in your traditional battle net, as we are now looking at a mad rush inside the base here. Acolytes now being forced to move back. Scroll of Town Portal already coming in. Acolytes going to be positioned off over here. Where are they going to go? There you go. Footman Archmage going to be showing up to the party as damage is being done. Low hit point Ghoul trying to get away, or not try to get away, trying to fight back against all of these units as the Water Elements are continuing to fight as well. The Nerubian Tower now coming across here. We're looking at some skeletal minions trying to go after those Acolytes, but those Acolytes probably will not be able to do all that much, or sorry, those skeletal minions not going to be able to do all that much still. Meanwhile, back down to the south here, we're going to see some units back away as we're going to see the Archmage now pretty much spot that there is in fact an expansion of. Skeletal minions are looking to fight back here. Dreadlord is in position. There's a sleep onto one of those footmen. Haunted Gold Mine about to get taken down. But all of this time to cancel this Haunted Gold Mine. Another one will just get resummoned here as the Scout Tower may be forced to get canceled as well. There it goes. There's a canceling on that Scout Tower as we're looking at Water Elementals fighting as well. Ziggurat now about to come online. It is going to end up being that cold tower, that Nerubian tower. There goes one footman there, as skeletal minions are still just trying to do so much harassment. One ghoul now taken down. Water Elemental could get taken down. Dreadlord is going to try to get a sleep off onto any of those other units. There goes another unit there. Skeletal minions, well, getting cleaned up. A new Acolyte now going to make its way over. Level 2 on the Dreadlord. What up? Not much metaphysics. Meanwhile, Archmage going to be in the center. Is it going to be a quick tech to tier 2 on both sides for quick tavern heroes? That is the question. We are looking at a Pit Lord coming in from one position here. Meanwhile, is it going to be a Mountain King? Yes, it is going to be a Mountain King. Already halfway being trained up and now going into dual Arcane Sanctums. A Circle of Heroes, a map that I was not very familiar with. We're going to see this Tidal Lord get taken out pretty quick. And what item will be dropped? This guy does drop, does deal chaos damage, so that is actually rather high indeed. There goes, going to grab a Gloves of Haste. Alright, I'm a level 7 creep dropping a Gloves of Haste. That is some things that you need to learn as well. The creeps and what items they drop. I don't think I've ever seen a level 7 creep drop a Gloves of Haste. Yeah, this is for balance. That is only a 7/2/2 creep camp, so that does make sense. Anyways, Footman now wandering in by ThorZaIN, but there are triple tower here: the Spirit Tower, the Nerubian Tower, and the Halls of the Dead itself. As we're looking at the Acolyte trying to back away, this is not going to look like it's going to work out all too well, as one Acolyte is going to fall, and ThorZaIN actually doing a good job trying to get 3 unit surrounds onto those Acolytes right there, as they are now continuing to back across. However, Mountain King shows up to the party, gets off a Stormbolt, and this attack does need to slow down just a bit, as we're looking at the Cold Towers and the Nerubian Towers causing some problems. Stormbolt finishes off another footman there, as the units are backing up once more. Dreadlord sitting at level 3 now. Meanwhile, we're going to see a lot of aggression between these two. We are looking at Skutt with this expansion up and running. May want to also get, well, a Necropolis here for Scroll of Town Portal on a map that gets as large as this. You do want to have easy access to simply walk around. Thunder Lizards, just coming across here, doing a little bit of damage here. Water Elemental can get purged by that Thunder Lizard attack, I believe. And once it gets procced, well, it loses quite a bit of damage. Is it ever going to get procced? No, it doesn't. As the Sorceresses and Priests, well, now online, able to add Casters and Crypt Fiends in this 2v2 matchup. Archmage going to go ahead and finish things off here. ThorZaIN and Skutt doing a better job creeping away from each other, which generally leads to higher, faster, or higher level heroes. We'll see if that is the case, as the Archmage will be just shy of level 3. I don't know. Is that level 3 Crab Limb Ripper going to do it? I believe so. Yep, there you go. Mountain King, however, is still sitting at level 1. All right, 2-2-2-1 going up against, well, a 3 almost level 4. 3, just a newly minted 3, and a level 1 Archmage. Alright, there is one red creep camp in the back. These Warlock dudes cast Monsoon. Oh, alright. Alright, is that why I am casting a game on Circle of Fallen Heroes? Because I keep on saying Monsoon as it isn't. Well, Sea Giant Behemoth is already down. 2 Elder Hydras. I believe these Hydras actually split once they die, creating smaller. And, well, there is some giant stomps also coming into play here. There goes the Behemoth. Elder Hydras now dealing some chaos damage. Necropolis now being down as well. Do these Hydras actually split? Oh, these Hydras do not split, but we do have the Cloak of Flames, being used there. So I'm not sure which. I've always thought some of the Hydra creep camps split, and I guess you can turn that on or off, or that isn't always the case. We do see a green dragon roost as well, and a green dragon roost allows you to, well, it's basically a mercenary camp just for dragons. So that's what we're looking at here. Green Drake gonna get taken down by water elementals and priest. Meanwhile, back on the other side here, well, gold mine gonna get cleared up. Alright, level 3 on the Archmage and that Death Knight. Dreadlord still sitting at 3, trying to get to 4. There is that Dreadlord there. It does have Carrion Swarm and Sleep, trying to get in some of that damage. Is he going to try to make its way back over, get another Carrion Swarm there, but the Arcane Tower could be a little bit too much. There is another Carrion Swarm right there. Rod of Necromancy going to perhaps be used as well. Is it going to be used? There it goes, trying to finish off as many of these units as it can. and doing a great job going after peasant after peasant as that peasant gets taken down. Staff of teleportation now to head back once more as we're looking at the, well, main army putting pressure inside the base of Skutt. Stormbolt onto a Dreadlord. Dreadlord is going to have a very bad day. Potion of invulnerability in order to get away. There it goes, trapping the Archmage between, well, a rock and a hard place, literally, as the Archmage is just having such a difficult time. Slaughterhouse quickly gets destroyed, not canceled right there, as we see a Carrion Swarm ripped on through. Dreadlord gets up to level 4. Is it going to end up surviving? Yes, it will. Footmen are all here and pretty much leaving the undead army behind, as we see the Dreadlord now get, well, the Death Knight now use that Scroll of Town Portal. Slaughterhouse, a fully built Slaughterhouse, was lost, and that is the problem. That Archmage had, yeah, very, very low hit points. Where is that Archmage now? Hanging back, and even while using a Scroll of Regeneration and perhaps being healed by Priest, still sitting only at 125 hit points. Coming back off to the, well, what I'll call the west side here, Necropolis and Haunted Goldmine in position. We're going to be looking at, well, knocking on the other door this time as well. Mortar teams could try perhaps get some easy damage onto some of those units. There are necromancers in this fight. Necromancers do end up, well, making the battlefield cluttered, so to speak, as we're looking at, well, the Necropolis here about to get taken down. Mortar teams are in position. Acolytes going to go ahead and start mining as well. What is going to end up going on here? Is the Mountain King just going to throw off a Stormbolt? One Stormbolt to get that Acolyte away. Yes, it does. Stormbolt as we are looking at the Tri-Hero combination coming in from ThorZaIN. Goldmine still needs to get taken on. Cheers to Serbia from Poland. Yep. Thank you for tuning in and catching me live, Mountain King. And, well, we see Frenzy, Unholy Frenzy on the Mountain King and all of these other units here. Mountain King really not taking any real damage because of natural regeneration and Unholy Aura. Scroll of Town Portal now coming across. We are looking at, well, is that unit going to try and dive away? Knights are all in the back here, and still a lot of easy damage to be had. Spellbreakers all in position as well. Meanwhile, the Dreadlord is just causing problems by his lonesome self, playing this game almost like he's a demon hunter, or just by teleporting around, or a warden being able to get in some free damage. All right, it looks like this workshop will get taken out here. Arcane Tower going to try to get some damage onto that Spellbreaker, even though it should be going after that Pit Lord, as we see, well, Howl, a Cloak of Flames and Howl of Terror. That is going to be a major problem, as the Cloak of Flames is going to eat through all of those poor peasants. Mortar teams, however, are in the back, and, well, mortar teams being able to do free damage along that entire back row from the safety of their own base. That's not going to be a problem whatsoever. Meanwhile, that Pit Lord still taking a serious amount of damage. There is another death blow. The Paladin did not do a good enough time blocking all of that here, as the mortar teams try to finish off all of these units here. Holy Light trying to save that Knight. Knight now looking to back up again. Holy Light is going to be a problem. Cloak of Flames dealing so much damage, and that Death Knight with continuous death coils causing problems. ThorZaIN and Skutt are in trouble now. Potion of healing used by Mountain King there, as we are looking at the the Skutt now showing up with destroyers. All right, destroyers causing some major problems now. We're looking at all of a sudden TGW now trying to retreat here. Destroyers are all in position. The Crypt Fiends do have web, but it may not matter, as more and more healing still getting underway. Mortar teams just trying to get into position here, as the Dreadlord still has plenty of mana to go through. Another Carrion Swarm being used. Pit Lord has a Potion of Invulnerability, trying to perhaps make its way back out, trying to finish off all of these units, and it looks like ThorZaIN will be able to push out of this spot here. All right. More fighting underway. Mountain King at level 3 now. The Dreadlord has fallen at level 4. That's going to be a big loss indeed, as the Pit Lord could end up getting taken down. Archmage gets up to level 4. More splatting coming down. There goes a Priest and a Necromancer just as those units disappear. All right. Mountain King sitting at level 3. Paladin needs to get resurrected, but there, as you know, there is no more Unholy, or there is no more Altar of Kings. Meanwhile, Priests do have Inner Fire Mastery training, and we are going into Mass Destroyers. That battle was absolutely huge, as we now see a proxy farm for this Green Dragon Roost. All right, Os? I thought double O meant O. Roast? O? Yeah, it's a roast. Alright. Alright. I'm trying to teach phonics to my kids, and it's like double O means it's a long vowel, daddy. Alright, sorry, I didn't know the difference between long and short vowels. Interesting mechanic on this map. It is that it's a 5-player map and that it has rotating buildings in the middle, so every game has different building locations. Oh, so as long as there are different buildings, it actually makes the map played out differently every time, just a little bit. Some randomness is good in a game. You want it to make it that your decisions are the main reason why you win or lose, though. You don't want, I don't know, I would say if it was like a fountain of health somewhere on one side and a gold mine. Nope, that's not a gold mine, that is just a marketplace. Meanwhile, back down across here, Crypt Fiends gonna be making their way through ThorZaIN, having to deal with this Pit Lord once again, and DV diving on in pretty aggressively. Meanwhile, Archmage gonna go ahead and use a Scroll of Town Portal, teleport back home. And is it going to catch any of those units out of position? Mountain King, Pit Lord trying to get away. Stormbolt finishing off a Necromancer, guaranteeing the kill. And as we're going to fight back again. All right, Knights going to continue to battle it up once more. Knights do have Inner Fire, Death Coil, trying to try and save it. Mortar teams are purposely hitting that back row, doing a great job as the Knights do not have Sundering Blades, so they're not really going to be that particularly effective. We do see a Green Dragon level 10 variety in the air that is magic immune. It cannot be shackled and does chaos damage. The level 10 Green Dragon greatly making his presence known already as the Howl of Terror, while forcing all of these units to back up again. Level 10 Green Dragon in the air, and well, the mortar teams perhaps actually happy that isn't magic damage and just chaos damage being done. All right, this arcane tower, however, is not long for this world. Gonna get taken out very, very quickly. ThorZaIN, well, getting some flying machines, but one flying machine going up against a Green Dragon. That does not look that great of a fight, as the battle is still raging on here. Fly Machine gonna go ahead and do a little bit of chasing. Fly Machine better at a swarm of units, not a single large target, as we're seeing right here, as the Fly Machines are making their way out. Mortar Team's gonna go ahead and continue to lob those attacks right there. Mountain King gonna try and chase after that. Are we gonna see perhaps a Thunder? No, Stormbolt onto the Death Knight, as the Mountain King does need to get away, needs to get a Holy Light onto himself. Otherwise, he's just gonna continue to take more and more damage, especially that splash damage coming back in from, oh, Death Coil on that Mountain King. Mountain King able to back away, still staying alive, however, so barely, as you see more splat damage coming through. Low hit point Knights. Priests need to heal back up. Coming back across here, we're looking at the Undead Army. Skutt still going after these creep camps here, getting a Manual of Health, picking up a Circlet of Nobility, and now just pretty much going for items. This is absolutely bonkers. We do see that Skutt's base is mining with 4 acolytes right now, and there is this other base here as well. So it is, well, no. Yeah, so Skutt actually swapped the gold mine and took this base. Gonna try and mine from this base as well. Meanwhile, we're looking at DV taking control of this side. So it is going to be 4 bases going up against 3. Building an expansion where your opponent once was. Meanwhile, however, a Green Drake, the level 10 variety, now out. And, well, what do? You go for Gargoyles and say, thank you very much. I can go ahead and finish all of those units off pretty easily. All right, Destroyers are all here. Dreadlord is out onto the field as well. There's a Carrion Swarm eating through many of those units as those priests are looking to back up again. All right, Gargoyles, the perfect counter to all of those Green Drakes and Green Dragons. The Green Dragon actually devoured a Knight. All right, so anytime you thought the Kodo Beast, the downside was that it could not easily get to units, well, just make the unit flying, and all of a sudden the Green Dragon is able to eat. How can you recruit the Green Dragon? By going to the Green Dragon Roast, of course, or Roost. It's Oast, right? Double O is O sound. And here I am, the native English speaker, not quite knowing. But then again, how often does a Green Dragon Roast? It's ooh? Okay. I always thought double O was an O sound with ooh. Alright, so it's a Roost. Ooh. Ah, O, ooh. Maybe it's the third sound then? Yeah. Ah. Yeah, just like mercenaries. All right, Death Coil finishing off that paladin there. Abomination's coming back in. Gargoyle's going to be coming in from behind. Green Dragon, well, wants to disappear. Is it going to get taken down to 227 hit points? It is flying away. Mountain King, no Stormbolt to try and help. This expansion, however, going to easily get cleared up here, as this base is not worth saving. All right, let's make a look once more. The green Drake is already moving back over. Ziggurat is right there. Is going to try and go after these Acolytes. Acolytes taking a little bit of damage here, but it is standing on Blight, so it is going to be able to regenerate a good amount of hit points and will essentially just take longer than it should to try and heal back up. Meanwhile, Obsidian Statues, Priest need to do a lot of healing to get all of these units back up and going well and strong again. All right, a lot of towers here, Spellbreakers all in position. Are we going to see a Scroll of Town Portal? No, we are not. But the units are still opting to back up, not wanting to get stuck. This game is pretty wild. All right, this is Circle of Fallen Heroes. If you guys did not know, map names are always right here. All right, Red Drake, there's a Carrion Swarm. Mountain King almost taken out, down to 86 hit points. Meanwhile, in the center portion of the map, units are now trying to get away. Archmage trying to back up as well. Mountain King in that frontline spot this night, while leading the charge. Not quite sure why. A couple flying machines are still wandering around here. As you are taking a look, there's that green dragon finishing off, digesting that knight and looking for another target. Flying machine, is it going to be able to do anything at all? We're going to see Death Coil onto that Mountain King. Mountain King now trying to back away. There goes a Carrion Swarm, adding in more damage, and that Green Dragon down to 57 hit points could have big problems. All right, I believe that Green Dragon actually died there. I didn't quite see the animation as more Carrion Swarm is just ripping through the crowd. All right, Dreadlord, taking so much damage between Spellbreakers and Blizzard raining down. Flying Machines absolutely getting destroyed as the AoE of the Blizzard making its presence known. Pitlord, Howl of Terror could be used here. Dreadlord trying to move around the back again. Dreadlord now gets up to level 6. Are we going to get into Carrion Swarm? Stormbolt onto that Dreadlord here. And there is not enough units going after those Spellbreakers, as the Dreadlord is now just trying to push away. Mountain King actually looked like it went a little bit too far. Is it going to be able to get away? It looks like, yes, it will be able to do that. And there is the GG. Skutt and ThorZaIN, the winners in that matchup. They're a beautiful match. Crazy game. Skutt being able to get to level 6 on his Dreadlord, allowing him, well, we never actually saw the call down of that Infernal, but the Archmage, with all of that additional mana, those priests being able to keep the armies alive. Also seeing how, we saw the Green Dragon Roost just summon up some Green Drakes, that level 10 Green Dragon being able to devour that knight. Very, very powerful indeed. So yeah, no economy for the other team. Skutt and ThorZaIN able to maintain bases while battling against their opponent. It felt like Skutt and ThorZaIN was constantly maneuvering back and forth to try and protect themselves from these attacks, but at the same time, in the same way, Skutt and ThorZaIN actually came out ahead overall. You can see the overall resource score, right? 21,000 gold mining more than double of his partner. And let's take a look. And almost, if you take a look at gold lost to upkeep, mined almost as much as his other two opponents, right? 26,000 compared to 25,000, 26,000 right there. Skutt mined just as much gold as his other two players. Map was interesting. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.